Hey everybody, Joe Bianchino here alongside Andrew Williams, A-Dubs as he's known on the street. And we're back with a Week 4 NFL preview. Bills and Jets games, we're going through those today. Keys to victory, what to watch for, and predictions. We're going to start with that Bills-Texans game, and we're going to start with the what to watch for piece of that Bills-Texans game. And for me, the answer is simple. You got to watch for this Bills game plan. Last week, I thought against the Chargers, yeah, I know they were down, but you know what? They flat out got away from their run game. I don't care how much you're down. When you're the Buffalo Bills, you attack that defense with the run. And that's all you do. And you look at the stats. 33 runs and 22 pass attempts, 22 passes against Chicago Week 1. That was a win. 33-26, run, pass, a win against Miami Week 2. 22 runs to 40 pass attempts against San Diego Week 3, guess what? That one was your loss. So if it's me, the offense starts with C.J. Spiller, and second it goes to Fred Jackson, and then maybe we'll start to think about getting the pass game involved. So what am I watching for? The Bills to get back to the run game.
You know what? You must have copied my piece of paper because what I have right now,
Great
what to watch for, if you can see, is Bills getting the run game back. Like he said, that's exactly what you need to do. E.J. Manuel is not Peyton Manning. He's not Tom Brady. He's not Aaron Rodgers. And you know what? He's not even Geno Smith. He cannot be able to have 39 attempts passing the ball. That's
can't give him that.
It can't happen. It absolutely can't happen. He got sacked 3 times for 33 yards. Those correlate together. So I'm watching for them to get their game plan back, their identity back, and start running the ball.
Yeah, and this preview, I guess, has as much variety as the Bills' game plan should, because when we go to keys to victory, you know what it is? Run the football. That's your key to victory. Run, run, run the football. You're facing a Houston Texans team that the Giants played last week, and the Giants gave you the blueprint on how to beat this Houston Texans team, and that is run, run, run the football. Rashad Jennings, 176 yards against an offensive line, or behind an offensive line. Suspect.
Very
suspect. Played well, but it's a suspect offensive line. C.J. Spiller, Fred Jackson should be able to do even more damage. That's where the game plan begins. That's where it ends. Run the football, Doug Marrone.
I agree with you there. The key to victory is running the ball, but it's running the ball with C.J. Spiller getting more carries than Fred Jackson. Last week, Fred Jackson got 45 of the 70 snaps compared to C.J. Spiller's 25. Fred Jackson's in his 30s. C.J. Spiller is your young gun, the better playmaker. Put the ball in C.J. Spiller's hands and let him run around. Screen passes to him, but make sure C.J. Spiller is getting a better, higher load than Fred Jackson. It's September. You can't put all this pressure on Fred Jackson, on these old bones. He can't be running that much as he is. C.J. Spiller is a young guy. Get him in there and have him running the ball more. But like you said, ultimately, the Bills need to run the ball a lot more, and that's what it comes down to.
Whether or not they will, we'll see on Sunday. Little prediction, I'm going to guess that they do. I think they watch the Giants game tape and go, man, look at what Jennings did. We can do that, and we can do that better, and they do that better. I think it'll be a close game. I don't love Houston. I think their 2-0 record going into that Giant game was a little punched up.
It was flawed.
Given who they were playing. But I think they have enough to keep this game close, especially at home. I'm going 21-20 Bills, but the Bills do get this win.
21-20. That's a close game. I'm going also with the Bills.
Can't get closer.
But I'm going 24-10. Like you said,
blowout.
Houston.
2 touchdowns.
Okay, Arian Foster is hurt, somewhat hurt, so he might play the game. He won't be 100%. Ryan Fitzpatrick is not a good quarterback. He's not a starting quarterback in this league. And they, first 2 games, you know who they beat? The Redskins with RG3. We saw how bad they were. And then they beat Oakland. The Oakland Raiders.
That's fair.
And they actually went up against a team that isn't even like one of the greatest teams, the Giants last week. I'm not saying anything against the Giants. But, I mean, come on. We saw the Giants first couple weeks. And they put a beat down on Houston. It should have been a lot higher score than what it was. And I think the Bills come out.
So you're saying 2 touchdowns?
2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns. I'm going 1 point. We'll see who's right. Hopefully one of us is. Well, maybe in between somewhere. It'll take a little. Either way, Bills get a win. We're happy.
Bills get the W.
Lions at Jets. I just look. We were somewhat positive about the Bills just now. We both picked them to win.
We're going the other side.
It's turning negative.
We're going the other side.
It's not working out well. What I'm watching for. Look, I'm a Geno Smith supporter. I think he is a solid quarterback in terms of where he is in his development. He's a guy who started 19 games. Given where he is after starting 19 games, I'm fine with that, with where he is as a quarterback right now.
500?
I think he has a chance to be with the supporting cast they have around him. What was he throwing to last year? Hey, Jeremy Curley, you're my number one. Not exactly great. All right, not what you want. So I think he gets some flack sometimes that he shouldn't have, just given the fact that he's a developing second-year quarterback. This Mike Vick talk is nonsense. Geno Smith is the smart starter of this team, and what I like most about Geno Smith is the way he bounces back. And he had a bad game last week. 2 interceptions, made some bad decisions, made some bad throws. But I like that he's got a little bit of Eli Manning in him, that he's able to shrug off mistakes and come back and always stay positive, have that confidence. I want to see how Geno Smith comes back in this game, because I think he comes back well.
So that's what you watch for.
That's what I'm watching.
Geno Smith's bounce back.
Geno Smith's bounce back.
I'm watching for how these cornerbacks, this secondary, this thing we call a secondary for the Jets, how they come out and handle the firepower that is the Detroit Lions.
Yep.
We just saw what Chicago did to them with a banged-up Alshon Jeffrey. A Brandon Marshall, that didn't play much, and a Martellus Bennett.
And was injured also. Brandon Marshall was injured.
They were both injured.
Cutler was missing throws that night. That wasn't a great Bears offense.
Not at all.
And they still put up points.
They put up a lot of points. And Matt Forte didn't have a good game himself. 13 carries, 33 yards. The Detroit Lions, if this secondary, this is the hardest test they have all season right now. And it's early, too. All their weapons...
Milner's hurt on that secondary. You don't even know who's playing behind him at this point. You don't. I mean, the Jets' cornerback situation is an unmitigated disaster right now, and that's why, for the key to victory, if we're talking about the Jets, it's got to be to put Stafford down. All right. I mean, you talked about Matt Forte not having a lot of success last week, having a bad game. Well, he didn't have success last week because the Jets' front seven is every bit as good as their secondary is bad. And you got the Wilkersons up, Wilkerson, Richardson, Demario Davis, all those guys up front. They know how to stop the run, and they know how to get after the quarterback. And the key to this game, the key to victory for the Jets, is going to be finding a way to get Matt Stafford on the ground before he has a chance to release it. Because, quite simply, the disaster you talked about with that is the Jets secondary. Taking 2 steps back and throwing the ball sky high toward Calvin Johnson and saying, hey, it's in your area, go get it. It's going to work every single time with this secondary. They have to put Stafford down before he can throw it.
My biggest key to victory is scoring in the red zone. If they want to have a chance in this game, they need to score in the red zone. 1 out of 6.
Not good.
1 out of 6 last week against the Chicago Bears defense.
Not good.
You're going up against Detroit's defense now. And don't get me wrong, the Jets, their defense, they're going to get their sacks. They had 4 sacks on Cutler last week for 28-yard loss. That defense gets theirs every week, and we know that.
Yeah.
Their biggest thing is their offense. They need to be consistent and efficient in the red zone if they want to even have a chance in this game.
And that's what it is. You say they have to do all these things on offense in the red zone to have a chance. They don't have a chance.
It's too much.
I'm sorry. I look at that secondary, and I look at what they're going up against. We talked about Calvin Johnson. We haven't mentioned, Golden Tate, who doesn't get he's a fine receiver. He doesn't get a lot of play,
number 2.
but he's a fine receiver, especially against Calvin Johnson. You've got Floria and a bunch of different tight ends.
Bush, there's so many weapons.
And we've gotten this far into it. We haven't mentioned that running back core for the Lions. There's too many weapons. There's too many holes in the throwing game for the New York Jets. I'm sorry, 27-17 Lions.
27-17.
27-7. I don't think it's really close. I think it's 27-17. I think Geno gets back. They get to 17, but they cannot stop Matthew Stafford all game. 27-17 Lions.
I think it'll be a long score of 28-10 around there. But I'm going to say this also. It would not surprise me. It would be very Jet-like if Geno bounced back this game and had a good game, and this game came within a field goal. It would not surprise me because we do not know with the Jets. They're a team, if we were betting money, I wouldn't put the spread on because we don't know.
Yeah, I mean, these are the types of games that the Jets somehow tend to find a way to actually play well.
Atlanta last year, take that for example. Yeah, Geno comes out and fires away.
They do these things and they find a way to make it work. I mean, I'm staring at it on paper. I'm looking at everything, and I don't see how. But we'll see what happens. Jets, Bills. Let's see what happens, everybody. It's week 4 of the NFL. Thanks for tuning in. Check us back next week. We'll have week 5 of the NFL predictions at AW_1045FC.
Let's go. He got it right, ladies and gentlemen. He got it right.
QDFBH. I think there's a cosine symbol in there. It's weird. At Joe_1045 and at 1045 the team on Twitter. Week 4 of the NFL, everybody. Enjoy it.